This is a miracle.
There is no question that there are problems in this country between police and community.
Yes, you are a donkey.
To the latest on that police killing of a black man.
Now to new developments in the deadly spa shooting rampage.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And so we are in a state of emergency.
Okay, white supremacist violence is and always has been the number one threat to our society.
But I'm also very proud that my wife is white.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
All right, Charlamagne, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, donkey of the day for Friday, October 15th goes to Brandon Fellows. Who is Brandon Fellows? He is a member of Vanilla ISIS, a soldier in the domestic terrorist organization known as Al Cracker. Okay, one of the many traitors to this country who attempted a coup on January 6th. We have to remind ourselves often that on January 6th, an attempted coup of this country happened, and America treated it like a bunch of kids getting a little too rowdy at spring break. Okay, by the way, 3 things that have to happen, okay, in order for democracy as we know it to be preserved. 1, you have to protect voting rights, currently not happening. 2, Biden and them have to pack the Supreme Court, currently not happening. 3, you have to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law any and everyone involved in the attempted coup of this country on January 6th. You have to make an example out of those people simply because you have to show the next domestic terrorists don't even think about it, okay? Historically, people have gotten executed for attempted coups in other countries. Dead. But here in America, the home of the so-called brave, and I say so-called brave because you have to have courage to do the 3 things I just mentioned, and the people currently in power in government just simply like that. They just do. Democrats are cowards. It is what it is at this point, and that cowardice will hurt them at the polls. But back to the matter at hand, Brandon Fellows, you know, people talk about how stupid some of these Trump supporters appear, like some of them come off as real idiots, unintelligent, ignorant, dense, brainless. And if you feel this way, you're probably right. You could absolutely bet on it. And I think it's a pretty safe wager because Brandon Fellows decided to testify on his own behalf in regards to the attempted coup. He had a bond hearing on Tuesday, and a federal judge warned him he could be opening himself up to perjury or even obstruction of justice if he testified on his own behalf, and that he would likely be going back to jail. Well, regardless of what the judge told him, what do you think happened? What do you think happened? What do you think happened? Let's go to MSNBC. All in with Chris Hayes for the report, please.
For instance, Brandon Fellows, he's a 26-year-old from Albany, New York. He faces a felony charge for obstruction in connection with the riot. He showed up to the January 6th insurrection dressed like this, wearing a fake red beard and a USA coat. So that guy was in court this week trying to get his bond status revoked, and against the advice of the judge, he chose to represent himself. He then accidentally admitted to 2 additional felonies. In cross-examination, a lawyer for the government got him to admit under oath that he had climbed into the Capitol through a broken window and that he had tried to get the previous judge on the case removed by putting that judge's wife's phone number as his emergency contact, and that he had missed court-ordered mental health and drug testing appointments. At the end of this nearly 2-hour episode, the judge in question told him, quote, "You've engaged in a pattern of behaviors that shows contempt for the criminal justice system." The judge ordered Brandon Fellows back into the custody of a D.C. jail.
In the wise words of Papoose' queen, are you dumb? Okay, dropping the clues bombs for Remy Ma. All right? You already got a felony charge of obstruction of an official proceeding in connection with the January 6th Capitol riots, and now you added 2 new felonies because you did exactly what the judge told you not to do. You had pretrial release but got ordered back into custody in June after repeated violations. Here's the thing. Why would you respect and listen to your government after you did an attempted coup of this country and nothing really happened to you? Of course he has contempt for the criminal justice system. He thinks he's above the law. Okay, he thinks y'all all a bunch of suckers. And he can't wait until the next one is organized on Facebook so he can be there. By the way, Brandon Fellows decided to represent himself after he had spent the previous 2 weeks in the DC's jail law library. Have you ever heard the saying, just because you go to church doesn't mean you're a Christian? Likewise, stepping into a garage doesn't make you a car. Well, it's the same thing with the D.C. Law Library. Just because you go there for a couple weeks doesn't make you a lawyer ready to represent yourself in court. But nobody told Brandon Fellows that. Also, when they tell you that you have the right to remain silent, take advantage of that. Let your attorney speak for you, even if the attorney is court appointed. I mean, hey, it's better to remain silent and be thought a domestic terrorist than to speak and to remove all doubt. Please let Chelsea Handler give Brandon Fellows the biggest hee-haw.
hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
Also, tonight on Comedy Central on my late night show, The God's Honest Truth, we discuss how social media helped to bring all these idiots together. Okay, and how it helps to continue to bring all these idiots together. So tune in 10 p.m. tonight on Comedy Central. Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.